Hi, everyone, and welcome to tonight's full moon meditation. I already have a quote number. How awesome is that? So Paxton sent me a direct message. Thank you so much. He picked 47. So let's see what's in store for tonight's quote. So just welcome to November's full moon meditation session. I'm B. I am streaming from the Georgia Meditation Center. So we have 47. Okay, let's see. So ideally, these quotes are supposed to help inspire us with regards to meditation. So this is our quote for tonight. We are not alone. Don't think we are suffering alone in this world. Let's think about good things in life. Forget about bad and sad things. Relax yourself. Rest in ease and peace with your mind at the center. Keep searching by the shining light from within, and we will find the way out, away from sadness, stress, boredom, and loneliness. That was a very good one. Thank you so much, Paxton. All right, so welcome to tonight's full moon meditation session. For those of you online, if you can share with us where you're from, city, state, country, we actually have people joining from all around the world, so it's always cool to find out where you're coming from. So thank you for sharing. With regards to our schedule tonight, we've got our wisdom talk, followed by candlelight, and then meditation, loving kindness, and then Q&A at the end. So tonight's teacher is going to be Longpi Daniel, Venerable Daniel. A little bit about him. He ordained in 2012 and has been a teaching monk for over 12 years. He has dedicated his life to the practice of meditation and sharing his knowledge and wisdom all over the world. So without further ado, let's welcome Monk Daniel.
Good evening, everyone from Thailand. It's good to have the chance to come back, especially on this auspicious night. The full moon night is very special. You know, it's a good symbol for us to come and gather on this night because, you know, it's the brightest night of the year. So hopefully this can be the light that you need to continue for the rest of the month, and also going into our life when sometimes, we all have moments of darkness, but tonight can be a reminder that no matter how dark it may be, the brightness can always win. So please remember that. And I would like to see, oh, today we have the quote from today was very special, right? If you had a chance to listen about how we're not alone. And I think tonight on Zoom, we can see that we are not alone. We have people from all over the US as well as some other countries, whether it's, I see we have some people from Vancouver, right? The center in Vancouver in Canada. We also have Azusa right now starting to get a little dark mm, outside as well. Anyone from we have, let's see, Georgia. Okay, always coming, same, always the main centers. Oh, Silicon Valley. Wow. We have New Jersey as well, New York, Oregon. Wow. So anyone who is their first time, oh, we have Kansas as well, right? So anyone, is it their first time meditating? If you could please raise your hand. Okay, we have some new people. That's good. Um, what about who here feels like sometimes when they meditate, they have an obstacle? Can you raise your hand? Or especially for someone who's new, right? Hmm. So don't worry, you're not alone. Me too. We all have obstacle when we meditate. It's not a big issue because, just like in any journey in life, whether it's by car, by plane, by simply walking, we stumble sometimes. We get into a little bump, there's some turbulence, but the key thing is we keep going. And in meditation, it's very much like that. No matter how often you meditate, how well you meditate, you will have some bumps in the road, but the key thing is not to get frustrated and just come back to the method that you're using to keep you calm. And today I want to expand on that because you're not alone in your practice, as you can see tonight. We all have similar goals right now. We want to learn how to meditate. So today I want to expand a little bit about the technique a little bit before we get into the practice. And if you have any more questions, we also have the Q&A at the end. So welcome everyone from all the different centers, all different states. Even though we are from different places in the US and different countries, you may notice that as we meditate, we close our eyes and all those differences disappear, and we all have the same common goal to have a moment of peace, a moment of happiness. So hopefully as we practice today, you'll see that it's not that hard to find a piece of peace when our life is very hectic. It's not that hard. It's just by closing our eyes and looking in the right place. So maybe some of you are new and some of us are also, have been meditating for a while. But just to remind you that why we should meditate. First of all, I would say there's many goals of why we should meditate. But one goal I want us to focus on that may be new for some of us is that we should meditate to feel a happiness from inside, or a true happiness that's not dependent on anyone or anything. And when we do that, we realize that happiness when our mind starts to let go, and then we feel a different kind of positivity within yourself. And as you do that, our vision can expand, and we can see and appreciate the things that we have more than before we meditated. Or we can go back to the problem that we have in life, and we can see it with a new light. So it's like in the photo, we are limited by our own vision. So we don't really understand what's happening in our life sometimes because our mind is clouded. It's like the full moon tonight. Like in Azusa, it's almost nighttime. I'm sure it's almost time to see the moon. But maybe on the East Coast, it's not as dark yet. But it doesn't mean the full moon isn't there. But your vision is limited by the time, the phase, and even the full moon is always full, right? But we just see it at different phases because of our perspective. So the same thing with our vision. As we have our vision clouded by greed, anger, or ignorance, it's hard to really see things clearly. So when we meditate, our vision will expand and come back to reality. And as we meditate even deeper, not only does our vision expand, but it gets higher, meaning that we can see in a different perspective the same situation. So this is very important and should be is a very good motivator for myself, and I hope it's a motivator for you that if we keep practicing, our vision will expand and our understanding of ourself and others will also expand and the world. So you don't have to believe me, but you, as we say in Buddhism, ehibasiko, or come and see, come and practice and see what happens. Because, you can see it in life. If we don't have the right vision, we can't see what's infecting us. And this is true with our mind. If we look at it with a microscope, you're not going to see anger as a virus walking around, right? Even if you have a microscope, you can't really look into your mind to see the anger, the greed, the delusion, and put some medicine on it to get it out. But it's just like germs, we don't see it until we have the microscope to look at it. And that's a lot like the greed, anger, and delusion that's in our mind. And that's what makes us have conflict with each other, with ourselves, and our communities. So if we take the two correctly, greed, anger, delusion, and all the negative things that are lingering in our mind, because even though we may feel like, we're a good person, but as time goes by, we can get that infection, whether it's from what we hear, what we see, what we go around in. And that infection gets stronger and stronger if we have no immunity to it and if we have no cure, right? So the meditation is a way to help us stay immune and also slowly cure that negativity that may be lingering in our mind that we gather from our day by day activities. So the key thing is that whether we practice or starting to practice, our mind is at different states right now, but it may be covered by our thoughts, it may be covered by our emotions, so it makes us feel, we may not feel as happy and peaceful as we want, and that's okay. Most of us are like that, and day by day our mind will get like that. But as we practice meditation, it's like the wind that's going to push away the clouds and reveal that happiness that's inside of you. Some of us may already experience it, and some of us you may be questioning, is that possible, right? But I want you to feel like the full moon, meaning that we all have it, we all see it, no matter what country you're from, what part of the world you're at, what time it is right now. The full moon is there, the moon is there, but we just have to wait for the right moment, the right phase to see it. And as we meditate, it's very much like that. If you sit, you use the right technique, when the time is right, you're going to see and feel what's already inside of you. But sometimes it's just covered by clouds, covered by the timing. But the thing is, luckily, as we meditate, we'll all be able to see the same thing and feel the same thing. Because in the end, we are very common, even though we may come from different countries, different backgrounds. But you may notice that everyone in life all wants to find some kind of happiness. It doesn't matter where you come from, right? Happiness is our common goal. And a good form of happiness that we can start to focus on is the happiness that doesn't come from outside, but comes on inside. And this is a key thing to remember. And when we practice meditation, I want you to remember that we should sit to relax, not sit to add more suffering. Life is already a lot of suffering and a lot of turmoil and a lot of, it can be like that sometimes, right? So don't make meditation one of those things as well. Meditation should add to your happiness. So as we sit, I want you to focus on comfortable body and mind. I know we heard about mindfulness before. We heard about being conscious, being aware, right, of being in the present moment. These are all true. But I want you to focus also on something that's equally as important, which is comfort. So when we sit, we should feel like we're adding to a foundation of comfort, and that's going to help our mind to stay present contently. If you think about it, our end goal is want our mind to quiet down and be still, right? Like you're listening to me right now. You have to be comfortable to be able to sit and listen to what I'm saying right now, right? If you're in pain or you're not comfortable sitting in your chair right now, you'll probably get up and leave. Your mind is the same. If you're sitting and you don't feel comfortable, you're forcing your mind, eventually your mind's going to quit. It doesn't want to practice anymore. So this is very important that when you sit, you feel comfortable, or at least at the bare minimum, you feel neutral. You're not in pain. You're not, you know, distracted to the point where you can't even feel neutral. If you feel like that, then we have to adjust, and we have some tools to do that to keep you comfortable and keep you at least neutral. And by doing so, as we sit, remind yourself that the practice should be, it should feel good as time goes by. You shouldn't be sitting with suffering or sitting with pain. If you sit like that, it's defeating the purpose, right? So I want you to feel like, okay, every moment that we sit in the meditation is helping you to stay neutral at the least. And as time goes by, is it still feeling comfortable? Is it still feeling calm? And that's how you know you're practicing correctly. Because meditation is a path of happiness. So when you sit, every step you take on this path should feel more and more happy as you're letting go, letting go, letting go. And relaxation is so essential in meditation because we all hear about the word let go, right? In order to let go, you have to relax and release, right? Just like your fist. If I want to let go of something, I don't mindfully hold on to it. I have to be aware that I need to let go and slowly relax and release. And then our mind will start to go to where it needs to go, back inside. Your mind wants to rest, just like you may feel like it doesn't, but it does. We've been using it all day, all many years, and it needs to rest as well. And, you know, there's a place that it wants to go to rest. It knows. It's just like we know. Uh, we can fall asleep in different places in our house, but eventually we want to get to our bed where we feel the most comfortable, right? So our mind also knows there's a comfortable place within us that it wants to go to. And as we relax, as we release, it's going to fall there automatically. But for now, you may be wondering, like, okay, what should I do? You may have some techniques that you've practiced in the past, or for any of you who are new, don't worry. No matter the method we practice, the most important thing is, one second. No matter the method we use to meditate, whatever way we practice, the principle is to be conscious with comfort. These things must go together, or if you feel mindful and relaxed together, these two things have to go together. So when we go through the guided meditation in just a moment, or if you have any other techniques that you've heard about in the past, just try to see if you feel not only mindful, meaning that you're present, but also as you're using that technique, you feel comfortable, or at the bare minimum, you feel neutral. And as time goes by, is that method helping you to feel more calm, helping you to feel more relaxed? And then we just follow that feeling of comfort. And you may notice that that feeling of comfort will change over time. And all we have to do is follow it. And if you feel, like I said, if you feel like you're in pain or you're suffering or starting to get distracted from that feeling of comfort, it's okay to adjust. I can't emphasize this enough. It's okay to adjust. It's okay to adjust because people are scared that if I move in my meditation or if I open my eyes and readjust myself, the meditation is over. And I want you to change it to the sooner I come back to being relaxed, the sooner I come back to feeling neutral, the sooner I come back to being calm again. Oh, sorry. The sooner we come back into the journey or come back on the right path. So in meditation, it's not about, people may say, oh, when am I meditating? It's when you feel mindful and comfortable together. And the moment you start to relax, your meditation's starting. So the moment you start to adjust your body, the moment you close your eyes, and you're starting to feel relaxed more and more and more, your meditation's already starting. So don't feel like that when I open my eyes, it's over. Okay, it's like we're walking or we're taking a journey. When you go on a hike, sometimes you need to take a break, drink some water, and then continue walking, right? Or when you're driving, sometimes you need to pull over, and whether it's to fill up the gas or whether it's for you personally to take a break, go drink some coffee or get something to eat, right? But it doesn't mean the moment you stop in your journey, you go back to zero, right? Your your car doesn't just teleport all the way back home, right? Or when you're walking, it's not like you take a walk and then you take a moment to enjoy the view and then all of a sudden you're back at your house. No, it's just you take these little brief moments to readjust yourself, and then when you're ready, you can continue your journey. So this is the same thing in meditation tonight. Follow your comfort, follow what makes your body and mind comfortable, and that's how we'll get that inner light within you. As we heard in the quote in the beginning, right? As you meditate, as you relax, as you let go, every moment of relaxation is helping to find that inner light within you. And it really will feel like that as your mind relaxes, you start to release. And everything that we've been carrying around, the moment you relax, every moment matters because we've been carrying something all the time, right? Think about it. If you're holding onto something very heavy all day, the moment you put it down, even for a moment, you will feel relief, right? So every moment that you feel calm, you feel neutral, think of it that way, that you're starting to put things down, one thing at a time, one thing at a time, and collect those moments. Before you know it, as you collect those moments, it will spark that feeling of happiness inside. And it will be like the candle that we're about to light together. And we can, each small amount of light right now is we're gonna light together, but think of it as a way of starting or signaling yourself that we're gonna find that light inside as well. So in just a moment, I would like to invite everyone to please light your light, okay? But as you light that, also get into the mode of it's time to relax, time to take it easy. So remind yourself that as you're lighting the candle, and then when the time is right, we'll sit together, and if you have any other questions, we'll have it at the end. But for now, let's put it into practice. And we have a lot of time to talk about peace, so let's take some time to practice peace together. So now that we have all lit our candle on the outside, let's take some time together to find that inner light within you. Because in life, we can either search for the light, but now we have the option to also become the light by looking in the right place. In order to find that light within you, it's not too far away. It begins by simply taking the time to relax our body, finding a comfortable position, whether we're sitting on the floor, in a chair. As we close our eyes softly, gently, naturally, as if we're going to sleep. Remember not to rush. Take it easy. Everything we're looking for is already inside of us. And our meditation begins the moment we begin to relax and bring our mind back to the present. So there's no rush, there's no hurry. All we need to do now is relax our body, because this is the foundation of a smooth and easy meditation. So let us adjust the best we can, finding the position that feels like it's the most comfortable for you, that helps to be mindful but relax at the same time. Relaxing, releasing all your muscles, from the top of your head all the way down to your feet. Take a moment to scan, to observe. Are we relaxed? Reminding yourself that it's time to rest, to rest our body, and to truly rest our mind. A good way to help us relax and make sure that our body is as calm and relaxed as possible is simply by breathing. Breathing in deeply and exhaling slowly a few times. Breathing in the relaxation and trying to follow your breath softly and gently, feeling your breath as it's soothing, relaxing, calming. As we exhale, allow all the tension, any tightness, any hidden stress that may be lingering in our body to fade away, to disappear, leaving us with just a feeling of relaxation, making us feel lighter and lighter. This is the power of simply relaxing. And take a moment to appreciate how relaxing simply breathing can be. The more we relax, sooner the process of disconnecting physically will happen, and the new process of connecting to our inner happiness, our inner peace, will begin. All we need to do now that our body is more relaxed, is take a moment to smile to yourself and appreciate the relaxation that's starting. Welcome it. And be proud of yourself that you've given yourself this time. Because most of us give all our love and time to everyone and everything. But right now, let's give ourselves some of that love, some of that time, by taking care of yourself right now. To become a better version of yourself. Not only for you, but for everyone. But our only responsibility right now is our own happiness, our own relaxation. So put everything aside for now, all our responsibilities, all our commitments. Right now, let's just focus on the present. Bring your mind to where you feel comfortable. Within us, we all have a special place that our mind wants to go to, where it wants to rest, recharge. But to get to that special place, we can start however we like, as long as that method helps us to be mindful and comfortable. For some of us, that may be to repeat in our mind a mantra. We can try to use the mantra Samma Araham, Samma Araham, Samma Araham. And just repeat the mantra like a lullaby or like a peaceful song, helping to call our mind back to the present, softly and gently. Or for some of us, we can visualize, but do it in a way that we're not focusing on how clear the image is, but we try to stay with the image consistently and comfortably, easily and naturally. For example, we can imagine this candle that we've just lit. We can imagine the warmth of that candle, the brightness of it, as if we're holding it in our hands, keeping us warm, keeping us bright. Or we can imagine that candle is within you, feeling warm from the inside, feeling bright, and stay with that feeling. the feeling of warmth, the feeling of brightness. Be innocent like a child. Don't overthink. Just go what feels natural. We can imagine however we like, as long as it feels comfortable. Because in the end, whether it's the mantra, the visualization, they're just tools to help us to stay present, to stay calm and relaxed. So we can use whatever tool we feel works for us and follow what makes you feel comfortable. We need to find that balance for yourself, where it's not too tight, not too loose, but it feels just right for yourself. Where we feel like it's okay, where we feel like it's natural and easy to stay with this method. It all depends on how we feel. If our mind is becoming more quiet, we'll feel for ourselves that we don't need anything. And we can just let go and be still. We can also do that. But in the end, the stillness within us may not last that long, and that's okay. Because we just have to be a good observer. Meaning that when the stillness disappears, we don't have to panic or get frustrated. Just go back to the method that we were using before, or try a new method that helps you to stay mindful and comfortable again. And before you know it, we'll get back to feeling calm and still again. And those moments of stillness will last longer and longer. But for now, all we need to do is follow what's helping you to stay calm. Whether it's the mantra, the visualization, or both. Every moment that we feel calm and relaxed, every moment matters. Because every moment our mind is becoming more clear, more bright, more positive. Because those moments of relaxation of body and mind is the wind of clarity, helping to push away the clouds in our mind, to clear the clutter, to reveal the full moon of happiness within you that's always been within us, just waiting for us to relax, to release, to let go. And we'll be able to feel and see what's already inside of us. But this whole process happens easily and simply by following what makes us feel comfortable, what makes us feel content. Just stay with the feeling of relaxation and be ready to adjust if it disappears. Follow the comfort, and that comfort will take our mind to where it needs to go. Allow our mind to rest, to relax gradually and naturally. So all we need to do now is to stay with this feeling calmly, gently, contently. And let's continue to enjoy the rest of this meditation together in silence. Now that our mind is more calm and relaxed, we may now start to feel a positivity growing within you. Please don't overlook even the moment of relaxation, even though it's just one moment. Every moment of relaxation of the mind is a miracle and a very powerful and positive moment. Just like a small amount of brightness, no matter how small, that brightness already conquers the darkness, no matter how dark. These moments of relaxation of the mind are moments that our mind is free from the negativity, free from greed, anger, delusion. And these moments make space in our mind for something new. As we relax, as we release, allowing everything we've been carrying to disappear, allowing the negativity to fade, making room for us to feel more happy, more positive. No longer allowing the darkness to hide the brightness within us. Bit by bit. So to add to this positive feeling, we should spread our positive intention with our wish, spreading our love and kindness from within. As you can see tonight, as we're gathered here from all over, from different places, but as we close our eyes, the distance, the differences, it all disappears. And we all share the same goal, to find a peace within ourselves. To find that happiness that can come from within. So let's take a moment to share our positive intention, wishing for everyone, our loved ones, ourselves, to be happy, to be healthy, to also be able to find and practice the inner happiness, so that everyone can become a better version of themselves that starts from within. Spreading this good intention from yourself, thinking of our loved ones, expanding out to everyone in the Zoom, everyone around us. no matter who it may be, we should be like the full moon, shining the brightness, illuminating the darkness for everyone and everything. We should be part of the brightness that can help this world rather than part of the darkness. So spread this feeling out. Helping our mind to become more bright, more positive. By this simple but powerful wish. And once we've made this wish, we can come back to ourselves. Come back to where you feel comfortable. Come back to where you feel mindful and relaxed. And feel the positivity within yourself. And continue to observe and absorb the positivity from around you. As we continue to sit together, almost as if we're in the same place. Sharing the positivity, the feeling of calm and relaxation together. Even if it's just for a moment. Because all the moments of positivity from each and one of us will come together collectively and powerfully. Sapphe Buddha Palapata Pache Kanang Chayang Palang Arahanta Nate Sherakang Pantami Sapaso Sapaputtha Nupavena Sapadhamma Nupavena Sapasangha Nupavena Satha Soti Bhavantu Te. By the positivity generated in this meditation, may that positivity bless you in every way. And when you're ready, you may slowly and gently open your eyes. So, welcome back, everyone. I hope I hope you had a good meditation, a good journey inside. Um, and if you are able to, please share your experiences in whether it's with your the representatives at the center, or if you're online, if you can write in the chat, or if you have some free time to fill out the feedback in the from the centers, you can also do that. And if not, you can continue to stay for the Q&A. If you have any more questions or want to share in more detail, please feel free to. And hope to see you next full moon with all of us together. And please continue to not only practice for yourself, but also share and invite your friends and family too, so that everyone can start to work on their own inner happiness together as a team. And this is how we can help to make world peace through inner peace happen, starting from our own inner happiness and spread out to others. So thank you, everyone, and I'll pass the session back to our lovely moderator, Miss B.
Thank you, Monk Daniel. That was absolutely so wonderful to meditate with you. I just love following your guiding. It's just very calming and peaceful, and it's so nice to meditate under the full moon as well. So thank you so much for that. All right, with regards to announcements, please mark on your calendar. Our next full moon meditation session is going to be on a Sunday, December 15th. That's going to be wrapping it up for the end of the year. So 2024 is almost over, going into 2025. And then, of course, we are reminded how quickly time goes by and how important it is to cultivate ourselves and uh, just do something that's very positive, because before you know it, days goes into hours, goes into days, days into months, months into years, and then there we go. It's almost the end of the year. So let's use our time wisely by meditating consistently, and having something like the full moon meditation once a month is a great opportunity for all of us to come together around the world to meditate. Another thing is we do have that feedback QR code that we ask for people to fill out. Even if you've done it before, if there's a comment or any feedback that we can improve on, do let us know. New people, if you haven't done it yet, please do fill out the feedback form, because it helps us make upcoming sessions better. And then once you log off as well, it pops up conveniently at the end. Another thing is, if you don't already have our app, MindGem, please do download it on either Android or your Apple iPhone, because this is a great way to stay connected to our upcoming full moon meditation sessions. Notifications are sent out monthly or going into the session. That's a great way to be reminded. We also have many different audio tracks so that you can meditate on your own at the convenience of your home. And then we also have a website as well, mindgem.org. And this is a great way to find your local center near you. And also, you can register for our full moon meditation sessions so that you get notifications via email as well. Other online sessions that we have to stay connected to your center, we've got mind stories, late night, peacetime, so many different ways to meditate with us, in addition to coming together once a month to meditate for full moon. And then at this time, my favorite part, because this is where we can learn from one another and get expert answers from our teaching monk, our Q&A. So if you have any questions, if you're at a local center, please give it to your representative, or those who are online, feel free to add it onto chat with regards to anything you want to know with your meditation practice, or ways to improve your meditation. So at this time, opening it up to the floor. Okay, Venerable, I don't see any questions coming in just yet. There were some questions from last month. Oh, okay, Paxton. Paxton's so adorable. Him and his sister are always asking great questions and helping with these sessions as well. So Paxton's question is, he is 10 years old, and question is, I don't feel relaxed and I feel like I don't want to meditate. What should I do? Can I just say, Paxton, you're not alone. That's a great question. And let's see what the advice is from our teaching monk.
Hmm. Great question. And first of all, it's amazing to hear that Paxton's only 10 and coming to practice meditation. So that's a good step already. And everyone, even myself included, as we sit, we have moments of where we don't feel relaxed. But when we really look down on it, um, it depends on what we are focusing on that makes us feel relaxed or not. It means that we always have amount of relaxation that's helping us to stay here, but sometimes we don't focus on what we have and we focus on what's missing. And it means that our mind isn't really present, and it depends on if it's relaxing from the body or not. If it's from the body, uh, if you don't feel relaxed, try to adjust first. Or if it's not going away, I even recommend getting out of the room, go take care of yourself. And then when you're ready, come back and sit is better than trying to fight through the pain or try to, overcome the pain. But also in some cases, if you are like sick and you already feel not completely relaxed, what we have to do is relax so that we feel almost like a head start, like you feel not completely relaxed, but more relaxed than when you started. Does that make sense? So don't focus on, oh, I should be relaxed like sitting at the beach, but right now I am kind of sick, so when I adjust, I only feel a little bit more relaxed. So compare it to how you started and when you adjusted to get more relaxed. And then you need something to put your focus, attach your focus on to go in deeper. It's kind of like a race between pain and peace. So if you can find something to attach to feel peaceful uh, quickly, it will help you to stay present quicker. And by doing so, it helps us to not focus on, oh, I don't have enough relaxation or I'm missing something. So use the mantra, use the visualization to kind of keep you in the present. And it can help you to feel like, oh, I do have enough. And it doesn't feel like you're missing something. And that's more of the mental part that sometimes we sit and we don't feel mentally relaxed, and it's usually because we start to compare to the past or we start to expect, so our mind's not in the present. Even though we have a certain amount of relaxation, we don't appreciate it or we don't accept it. So this is something that it's a very great question, but it also depends on the some other factors. But in general, I'm trying to uh, cover it in general, but uh, the key thing to relaxation and meditation is contentment. And we all have a little bit of relaxation, but it also depends on can you be content with it. And and the key thing to being content is be present, because usually you have enough, but the thing that's stopping you from feeling like you have enough is your mind's in the past or your mind's in the future.
Monk Daniel,
Does that make
what
sense?
about, yeah, did you finish? I'm sorry.
Yeah, yeah. If you have
Okay.
anything to add.
What about listening to guided meditations versus meditating on your own? I mean, I do see the benefit of guided meditations for sure, especially when your mind is distracted. But of course, it's also good to meditate on your own as well. But what is your take on, can you get just as deep in terms of meditation if you're listening to guided meditation? Or is it better to meditate on your own in silence or a combination of the two?
Um, I there's it all depends on how you're feeling and how your mind is that day. So um, listening to guided meditation can be good in the sense that it reinforces a good habit. Usually, when the guided meditation will remind you to adjust the body, adjust the mind to be comfortable. So it enforces a good habit of uh, doing the right steps every time you sit. Because sometimes when you sit by yourself, you kind of fall into your old habits, or you may uh, be in a rush or do something else, and then you end up getting lost. But sometimes you're already in the mode, or you're already starting to understand, so it can be good to have silent meditation too. So like as you said, I would say it's a combination using both.
Mhm.
And as you keep practicing, you can, I even to this day, even though I practice so many years, I still listen to like guided meditation from
Mhm.
Lampa, just because when you come back and listen to it, you realize that uh, as you meditate deeper, it's the same guided meditation, but you understand it in a different way.
Mm.
So that's the nice thing about
What about group meditation, Monk Daniel?
it. Group meditation also, it's just there's benefits to it. There's also some obstacles to it, but with the obstacles, I feel like it's a good way to practice as well. You know, you can't always meditate in an environment where you everything is perfect, right? So if you sit in a group environment and there's some noise, you don't have to get frustrated. You just, oh, it's a way to remind myself, am I, if someone makes some noise, you just come back. It's like a bump in the road. Don't make it like a big problem and just keep going. And if you practice like that, it's going to help you in when you get into an environment that's even more noisy, for example. But when you sit together as a team, there's a lot of benefits as well. You know, if you want to go far, you usually should go with a team. If you want to go fast, but you won't go as far by yourself, because sometimes we don't have enough motivation, or sometimes for example, if you're sitting in the room right now and you open your eyes and you kind of want to give up, but you see everyone still sitting, it helps you to be okay. Let me keep trying. Everyone else is trying. Let me try again.
Mm.
And if you're sitting by yourself, it's kind of like, I'm not comfortable. Okay, let me go do something else, and you get up and go. But also just the energy of everyone coming and sitting together, it helps. It really does. I feel like we can all sense it. When someone's angry, you can feel it. You don't always have to see it. And the same thing is when people are calm together, there's an atmosphere in that room, and it will help you to meditate deeper, especially if you're not in the zone yet, but there's someone in that room, maybe they're in the zone, right? And they're getting very deep, and that that positivity from them, that aura from them, will also help you. So it
Mm.
can help a lot to sit as a team.
Mm. Thank you. So, Monk Daniel, we do have some questions that have trickled in. One question is for someone who chose a spiritual journey, what else can be done besides meditation, yoga, in order to continue growing and improving?
So it's amazing to hear. Everyone has to start that journey and take care of their, not just their physical self, but also their spiritual self. And I would say you mentioned it already. I mean, it's about body and mind. So if you take care of your body, most people know about taking care of your body, but I say the biggest spiritual growth also comes from your mind. So they have to go hand in hand. It's a good thing that you take care of your body, but also uh, whether it's by yoga or by exercise, by continuing to improve, I think it's very important to practice the meditation. And then as you practice the meditation more, it's either easier to have ethics, it's easier to be morally good. It's hard to measure for sometimes what is moral, what is good. But I feel like when you practice meditation, again, it expands your vision and perspective to understand that what is harming me and what's harming others, which it's hard to see when your mind is dirty, or when your mind is like clouded. It's hard to make a clear judgment. So I think the biggest spiritual growth comes from meditation first, and I don't think you really need to search too far to improve rather than that, because if you practice meditation more, you will learn about yourself, what makes you feel that way, what makes you you. And like our master nun said, she said that if you understand yourself truly, you'll start to understand others. And it's so simple, but it is like that. And then if you want to take care of others, or have, a bigger understanding of people in the world, the universe, it starts from yourself, your own mind, your own practice first. So I think that's a huge growth in itself. And if you want to keep improving, meditate more and practice it more deeply. And yeah,
So another question, Venerable, is from Oregon. The question is, if it is hard to come out of meditation, does that mean I should meditate more?
I think it's a good sign that maybe in that meditation you had a good feeling to the point where sometimes you don't want to come out of it. And that's a good sign that sometimes if you go in deeply or you go in into a new place, it's like uh, that happiness or that positivity or that feeling sticks with you. So when you come out of the meditation, it's still there, and it may, like you're coming out of the pool, and you maybe you're deep in there, and as you come out, it takes a little bit of time to get out, and that's okay. It all depends on how you feel during that meditation. If it feels hard, like heavy to come out, maybe you know, it's not that you need to meditate more. It's just you have to be aware that when you sit, how are you feeling? And if it feels good, feels peaceful, then you're practicing correctly. And if you take some time to come back to your to yourself, then I would say it's a good sign that you meditated well. And the change is, kind of, it's like you went to a different place. So when you come back out, it takes a little bit of time to come back to connecting to the five senses again and everything like that. So I would say good job, depending.
Monk Daniel, here's another question from Marianne in Los Angeles, and it's following the question about hard time to meditate. And she says, I have experienced sometimes situations which is very hard to meditate due to
Mm.
stressors or something else. And I end up lying down and listen to guided meditations or music or a mantra. Any other suggestions?
Mm. Actually, I think you already did very well. I mean, I don't think meditation is necessary about, you can do it in any posture, but it all depends on the situation and how you're feeling because uh, there's different benefits to it, right? So if you're lying down, it's obviously more relaxing, but if you have enough mindfulness, it's easier, you don't fall asleep. But for some cases, like we're perfectly fine, and if we sit, it can be mindful and also relax. So you have to find that balancing point for yourself. And there's no like always right answer. It's always about what you feel works for you, and being in tune and listening to yourself, listening to your body. That okay, today, I'm very sore or I have a lot of pain physically, so maybe I need to lay down, and that's okay. That's okay. Um, don't don't put yourself in a box and this is the only way, but follow what makes you feel good and apply the simple practice of as long as that method makes me stay mindful and relax, then it's okay to start with that. But as we use that method, which one do we still maintain those feelings of being mindful and relaxed, and we can continue with that. And I would mix and match. Maybe in the beginning, you can start laying down until you feel very comfortable, and then uh, as time goes by, you can change position. It's the same thing, and see if, okay, now that I'm more relaxed, like sometimes if my back hurts, I would sit against the wall or have something to rest my back against. And as I got more comfortable, I felt more okay. Then I would take my back off the wall, and I feel a little bit more mindful, but I still feel relaxed, for example. And then the meditation can go uh, deeper as well when you have both. So just be aware that when you're practicing, that do you still have both, and that's the key thing, to be mindful and relaxed. But for now, yeah, I think keep practicing like that and just be mindful of, do I have the relaxation and do I still feel mindful throughout the practice, throughout the session.
Monk Daniel, how necessary is it with regards to the posture, sitting in the lotus position?
Um, I would start from how much you feel comfortable again. So it doesn't have to be a perfect posture, but it should be a perfect feeling for yourself, which is, perfect can change all the time.
Mhm.
Just like, when we're little, this is perfect. When we're older, this is perfect. Like it's all about what we are focusing on. And if we feel like perfect comes from when we stop wanting more than what we have. So if we have enough right now and we don't focus on what we're missing, it's gonna be like enough. So this position that we're sitting in, there's different benefits to it, but again, it's what makes you feel comfortable, and then if you want to adjust, it can help you to be more mindful, in the sense that some positions are very, very, very comfortable, but it's lacking mindfulness. So you have to see for yourself that when you do that position, um, it should be like a barrier or a head start to help you get to peace. But as you get peaceful, you have to see, is that position still working for me, and do I need to change it?
Mm.
Your position can always change during the meditation, and if you want to, if you feel like that position may help you to stay in balance more, like let's say sitting on the floor, or sitting in that position, it can be a goal outside of the meditation. How can I get more flexible, or how can I get comfortable with that position? And but either way, I think it's more about how you can maintain the feeling, and not really how to maintain the posture.
Mm.
So they we can improve by following your feeling, and then your posture almost changes by itself, and you get used to sitting on the floor, or you get used to sitting in a chair. I mean, even our master, he started from the floor, and then when he has some physical problems, he has to sit on the chair, but he can still meditate. And it's it depends on the person, really. But for now, start from what you feel comfortable, and as time goes by, we can find a position that is the best for you. But even if it's the best position for you, that position can change when you feel sore, or you feel uh, numb. So again, it's okay to switch positions, because again, it's about being relaxed. Maybe you start off on the floor and then you get on the chair. You feel comfortable on the chair, you come back to the floor. You can switch.
So, Monk Daniel, when you adjust, I mean, isn't it kind of like you're starting over when you meditate, though?
Sorry?
When you adjust, like when you move, like aren't you losing your concentration? And it's kind of like you're starting all over again.
Mm, not really. It's just a small adjustment to get comfortable again. It's not about, you're not going back to the beginning. You're not starting over again, because uh, your mind already got quiet to a certain amount, and then you got distracted because physically you're in pain, or physically you're uncomfortable. So if you don't adjust, your mind is not going anywhere anyway, because you're focused on, my leg hurts, my back hurts. So the sooner you let go of that and adjust that, it's easier to be still. So you're actually helping yourself by adjusting. But
Mm.
if you wait, it's like you're hindering yourself, because in the end, you may be sitting, but you're not really meditating, because your mind isn't really going any deeper. It's just stuck on the pain.
You're feeling your pain.
Yeah, yeah.
So then
So
it's kind
again,
of like a,
we don't want to add pain. We want to add peace. So if you don't feel good, try to adjust it, and then it'll help you to let go sooner.
so it's a continuity then, correct, Monk Daniel?
Yes,
Pretty much.
you're adding to it.
Okay.
It's not cutting, or it's not stopping. It's just like you take a pause, you adjust, and then you keep going. When you take a pause in, in a journey, it doesn't mean you go back. It just means you stop for a moment, and then you adjust what you need, and then you keep going.
Mm. So, Monk Daniel, we've got other questions that have trickled through. This one's from Maria. She says it's very difficult for her mind to stay focused. What should I do during meditation?
Hmm. Initially, it's very normal to not be focused, but at the same time, I would say it's good for you, Maria, that you understand that your mind's not very focused, because sometimes we don't spend time looking at our mind, and we don't realize how much it's jumping back and forth. So the fact that you can see that it's not staying still is a good sign that you are observant of that. And then after that, you need something for your mind to catch on to, or something to keep your mind in balance into the present. So usually we use the mantra or the visualization or both, depending on how difficult our mind is to stay still. You may need more something to put your attention on more than just the mantra. So we use the visualization together, or sometimes one or the other. So you really have to try what works for you and what feels good for you, and then stay with that. And just be patient with yourself that uh, your mind's not gonna get quiet right like quickly. It can take some time, and that's okay. And just stay with the method that's helping you to stay calm bit by bit. And if it's overwhelming or like it can't, it is not working, the mantra, the visualization, sometimes the best thing is again just to open your eyes. And you open your eyes and you take a little reset, take a breather, and all those thoughts will kind of disappear because it's like a dream. The moment you open your eyes, the dream disappears. And then when you feel ready to start again, close your eyes. And this time when you close your eyes, try to bring up the mantra and the visualization quicker so your mind doesn't drift away to those thoughts again.
So, Monk Daniel, another question came through, and it's I am confused how the answers or insights about ourselves can come from meditation when the whole point of meditation is to quiet all those thoughts during the meditation.
Mm, the insight comes after, for sure. But I mean, it comes from when your mind is quiet and your mind, from that quietness and from that stillness of mind, you will have understanding from the mind that's more clear. So when you come out of the meditation, you'll see yourself and see the situation different. So it's not thinking during the meditation, but it's an insight that comes from after. And also during the meditation, uh, when you look back on it, you'll see that okay, that's why sometimes even during the meditation, before your mind becomes still, there's moments of uh, understanding. Like let's say you're angry, right? And then you understand what that anger is coming from, and you can let go. And then after you let go, you become still. So that's where the insight's coming from.
Mm. And Monk Daniel, wouldn't you say it's also just a byproduct of meditation? It's just somehow it just works and you just know yourself better because of the results and the benefits of just being by yourself more.
Mm-hmm. It's I mean uh, it comes from when you practice enough that you have a new source of happiness or a new source of somewhere that you can go back to recharge yourself, where you can feel rejuvenated, feel rested. So when you have that place or that technique for yourself, it makes dealing with stuff that you can't control outside of you a lot easier because at least you have this one constant is your own mind, and you can use that as a tool to help you with the things that aren't constant or those things that are uh, not always in our control. And the one thing that we do have control of is our mind. As we practice meditation more and more, we become more in control of our mind. But if we don't practice it, it will feel like something that's not constant. It will feel like something that you can't rely on because you don't know how to control it yet. So when we meditate, we develop that skill to, okay, you know, you get in control of your mind again and don't allow it to get overwhelmed or influenced by outside factors because the real controller is yourself.
So, Monk Daniel, last question is what makes you happy?
Meditation, it makes me happy because it helps me to connect to a new source of happiness that I think we don't realize we have it until we practice meditation because we're used to looking for happiness outside of us from other people, other things, and when we connect to that kind of happiness, it doesn't last. It's not permanent, and the happiness inside is like as long as we still have breath, as long as we still have life, we can connect to that happiness and we can stay with it because it's not coming from somewhere else. It's coming from inside of us, and it comes from the mind that is getting rid of because we're all capable of being a good person, a bad person. We're all capable of thinking good, thinking negative. But when we meditate, we can connect into thinking more positive. and being more calm, being more still. And it comes from being still. Like, how does being positive come from being still? It's when you're still in that moment, there's no negativity. And as you have more moments of stillness, there's less and less negativity coming. And then uh, the possibility of you being positive becomes stronger and stronger because you don't have the cloudiness or the distraction of the negative emotions or negative thoughts that were once there. So as you keep practicing, that happiness gets stronger. And it's kind of like the sun that, when the sun has its own source of brightness or its own source of energy, no matter how dark around you it may be, it still shines. But if the sun was plugged into something and someone unplugged it, then it's kind of like the same thing. If you have happiness relying on the outside, the moment there's a power outage, then okay, now you don't have happiness. The light is out. But if you're generating your own power, then you can feel happy or feel peaceful in situations that you can't control.
Wow, Monk Daniel, I love that. That is so powerful. Thank you. And I hope everyone else is inspired by that last comment that you said and invites other people to join us to meditate and find that light source within yourself because it's there. So thank you so much, Monk Daniel. Great session, great questions. Thank you, everyone, for helping to be a part of engaging and having these great questions for our Thunderbolt to answer. And then we look forward to seeing you next month in 2024, wrapping up the end of the year. So invite your friends, be sure to join us December 15th. And until then, meditate often, meditate well. Bye.
Thank you.
Let's come together to open the new world era to eliminate all conflicts and differences. It's time for everyone to join hand in hand. At last, now the world's beyond healing. It's time to change the world. As the one who knew in the past, in this period of our time, we will see before we depart this world. Everyone must join hand in hand to change the world from darkness to brightness, from suffering to happiness, from ignorant to the knowledge one. Change the world, we have to do it the easy way. Be happy and cheerful with childlike innocence. Everyone must join hand in hand. Gently close your eyes, relax, relax. Still your mind at the center of the body and move within. At the same position of the one who knew from the past. Change the world from the era of darkness to the era of light. From the old era to this new era, the world will be like heaven on earth. No classes in societies. Everyone will be evenly happy. We speak the same heavenly language. Become as one with smiles of love. We'll be kind, the world will change. The world will change. Let's come together to change the world. Let's come together to change the world. Let's come together.